This is the moment every poker player dreams about. The final table, the bracelet or title, and $1 million changing hands with a single flip of fate. Tonight, the air is electric and everything comes down to one shove and one call. A coin flip decides the champion. Yes, a literal pre-flop coin flip that will etch someone's name into poker history. If you love epic poker drama, slam like, subscribe, and write coin in the comments.
Action has already started. After this hand, we'll go around the table, tell you everybody's chip stacks. Vu, first hand of the day. Second in chips. Wakes up with Big Slick. Blinds are 75, 150, 150.
Big Slick versus Big Slick. Suited for Dylan.
Two Dylans at the table. Seat 3 and seat 6.
Didn't see Dylan with the shirt in his mouth trick yesterday, but he's going to waste no time and rip in the 2.3 million.
The road to the final table. This event began with thousands of entries, days of grind, and one relentless structure: survive, accumulate, and avoid a mistake. By the time the final 9 convened, the field had been winnowed into a mixture of pros, grinders, and one sentimental amateur who'd qualified online and spent every paycheck to get here. The prize pool? $1 million to the winner. Life-changing money, the kind of jackpot that buys freedom and makes the highlight reel. Throughout the day, the chip counts rose and fell like tides. The chip leader, Ethan Morales, had turned a tiny stack into a mountain by playing precise aggression and extracting folds. Across from him sat Lena Park, an online phenom who pivoted hard to live play and had been shortest at several earlier points but somehow kept surviving. And at the rail, cameras, friends, sponsors, and thousands of online viewers glued to the stream, chanting every time a big pot landed. This final table had everything: delicate ICM math, brutal pay jumps, and a TV-friendly clock that made every decision sharper.
Anastasia in the box, gonna set the cards in motion.
We practiced.
I saw what to do. I was like, as soon as I looked at an ace king, I knew it's over. It's over the first hand. I'm dead. But I have to go with it. Cover it up. Running hearts.
Running hearts.
Oh, wow.
Heart on the river? No, sir.
And it was red.
So we'll go around the table. First of all, Slick Rick, Skull Mike, and later on a little bit, we will have, hopefully, Jamie Kerstetter, the great Jamie Kerstetter, with us as well. We'll go around the table. Seat 1, Morgan. He went by John yesterday. He wants to go by Morgan today in seat 1 with 5.8 million chips.
Good head.
Nitin in seat 2, 925. There you go, that graphic. Dylan F in seat 3. Mahesh, the Lodge Crusher, in seat 4. Mark in seat 5. Dylan D in seat 6. Joey, the chip leader, with 12 million chips in seat 7. And Vu is in seat 8. Up top today, folks, 188,000 plus a glorious trophy.
Tension wasn't just in the room, it was in the chat, the Twitter threads, and the sponsor inboxes. The hand that changed everything, setting the scene. 2 players remained after a long day. Behind them sat Lena, the short stack with about 6 big blinds and a dream. The blinds were big. Every hand could change someone's life. Lena was in the small blind with only 6 big blinds, desperate but stubborn. On the button, Marco raised to steal, revealing the kind of aggression that makes champions. Action folded to the small blind. Lena pushed all in, the kind of shove you make when your tournament life is at stake. Marco thought for a heartbeat and then made the call. The dealer asked for cards. Lena turned over 6 diamonds, 6 clubs, a pair, tiny but real. Marco peeled his cards and revealed Ace of Spades, King of Spades, 2 overcards. Instantly, the table exploded into a statistical note. This is a classic coin flip. A pair versus 2 overcards mathematically. The pair is a narrow favorite, roughly 54 to 46 in a heads-up all-in, depending on suits and removal. But in poker vernacular, this is the flip.
2 Dylans at the table. Seat 3 and seat 6.
Didn't see Dylan with the shirt in his mouth trick yesterday, but he's going to waste no time and rip in the 2.3 million.
All in the call.
Unlikely. Maybe. We saw this yesterday.
Anastasia in the box. Going to set the cards in motion.
We practiced this.
I saw what to do. I was like, man, as soon as I looked at an ace king, I knew it's over. It's over the first 10. I'm dead. But I have to go with it.
Cover it up.
Running hearts.
Running hearts.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
wow.
Heart on the river? No, sir.
And it was red.
So we'll go around the table. First of all, Slick Rick, Skull Mike.
The chip consequences were massive. If Lena held, she'd catapult to a healthy mid-stack and breathe. If she lost, she'd be gone and Marco would tighten the race even more. If you've ever won or lost a tournament on a flip, type flip in the comments. And if you want part 2 right now, hit like and I'll drop the dramatic conclusion next. Also, subscribe if you haven't, you don't want to miss the river. Why a coin flip feels bigger than the math. Numbers tell one story, emotion tells another. For Lena, this wasn't an abstract probability, it was everything she'd saved for. The $9.99 online qualifier, the long shifts, the borrowed flights. For Marco, it was a cold, profit-maximizing call, a calculated risk that millions of pros make thousands of times.
So we're going to have to keep an eye on that.
Joey has had one incredible 2023, and there's the picture of the trophy. That thing weighs about 50 pounds. Joey, incredible 2023, over 400,000 in tournament earnings, including the main event at Hard Rock in May for 223K.
Yeah, he went back-to-back wins, I believe. I think he had a win in March and a win in May, both for 6-digit scores. So he's definitely on a heater, feeling confident about his game. He's got all the chips, and he's raising the button with an ace-5 off. Vu with 2 paint cards out of the small blind. Will be very, very entertaining and interesting to see these two go back and forth with one another for all the reasons I just mentioned.
And how about this? Morgan with Big Slick. 3 hands in, we've seen Big Slick 3 times.
Coin flips in poker are dramatic because they compress variance into a single heartbeat. You see thousands of hands where skill slowly compounds edge. Then, in one hand, the game hands you a raw equity battle. The crowd knows the math, but the human part still prays, curses, and holds breath. There's another reason flips are so compelling. ICM distortions. In multi-way pots or at final tables, a flip's free equity isn't linear. Pushing or calling changes the payout ladder's gradients. In short, while the pair is a mathematical favorite, the value of that favorite in chip-to-cash terms isn't always straightforward. That's why sometimes the correct move, if you're short-stacked, is to shove. You can't play small edges the way you do earlier in a tournament. Poker hands like this remind us why the game captures imagination. The razor edge between preparation and chance. The human stories behind the cards. And the fact that destiny sometimes shows up as a single river. If this finish gave you chills, smash like, drop, flip, win in the comments, and tell us your craziest tournament flip story, and subscribe for more tournament journeys and breakdowns. Share this with a friend who loves poker's wildest moments.